Alright, so let's learn the knit stitch. This is probably one of the most commonly used stitches in knitting and one of the easiest. So I have my cast on stitches on the needle held in my left hand. So make sure you know where your tail end of your yarn is and where your working yarn connected to your ball is. You want your working yarn to be off to the right and your tail end of yarn off to the back. Start by inserting the tip of your right hand needle in through the front of the first stitch. Now you're going to take your working yarn, go counterclockwise around that right hand needle and through in between your two needles. And then to make that loop, you want to pull that new yarn that you just looped around through your old stitch like that and pull your old stitch off the left needle. So let's do that again. Put your right needle through the first stitch on your left needle, through the front towards the back. Loop your working yarn around your right needle and through the middle of those two needles. And then pull that new stitch through the old stitch and pull the old stitch off your left needle. Let's just do a couple more of those. So the method I'm using right now is the English knit stitch, English style of knitting. Now I also want to show you how to do the Continental knit stitch, which is a quicker way of knitting and the one that I typically use. Okay, so Continental knit stitch. I like to start off by I usually do English style for my first stitch just to get it started. And then it's all about the way you hold your yarn. So English style of knitting, you're holding your yarn in your right hand. Continental knitting, you're holding your working yarn in your left hand. So I loop my yarn over my pointer finger and kind of wrap it around my fingers like that. So I have my working yarn going over my pointer finger. So you're going to go in through the first stitch on your left needle the same way as you would when you're doing English style, and then pick up that stitch that's looped over your left pointer finger and then pull it through that old stitch on your left needle and pull it off. So again, put your right needle through the first stitch on your left needle, pick up a little loop of that yarn, that working yarn over your left pointer finger, and pull that new stitch through the old stitch. Pull the old stitch off the left needle. And that's your basic knit stitch.